Hey everyone, and welcome to my Barrows guide. Barrows is a popular minigame among low to medium level players and especially important for Ironman due to the Barrows armor. It is also a popular elite clue farming method alongside Sarachnis, with an elite clue drop chance of 1 out of 29, granted all 6 brothers are slain. This guide will not show you the optimal gear setup. Rather, I will lay out what stats are important and let you gear with what you have and what you can actually afford. At a high level, Barrows is just killing 6 medium to high level monsters and running to a loot chest in the middle of a crypt afterwards. There are some notable things here though. One brother will have an empty coffin, which is the entry point to the crypt where all the loot is. Unless slain, the missing brother will have a chance to appear in the tunnel whenever a door is opened, or is guaranteed to spawn at the final chest. The crypt is full of aggressive monsters, skeletons, spiders, worms, all the good stuff. Anywhere in Barrows, your prayer gets drained every 18 seconds in the amount of 8 prayer points plus 1 for each additional dead brother. This can be totally negated if you have the right gear, which we'll get to that shortly. Barrows has only one base requirement, but many recommended requirements. The base requirement is completion of Priests in Peril, which will simply get you access to the swamp. For the recommended requirements, you want fairy rings to get there, Ava's devices to pick up ranged ammo, Ivan's staff, especially important if you're an Ironman or a lower level player, Gomel's hilt 2, this item will actually negate the prayer drain completely, it's very helpful. You'll want some method to get there, other than walking from Canifis, unless you're fine with that, which I guess you can be if you hate yourself enough because it's a long, miserable walk. You also want, but it's kind of a higher requirement, the Mortania Hard Diary. This will just get you more runes from the chest, and another method of getting to Barrows by teleporting you to Burgundy Rot. By far the easiest way to get there is by using the Barrows teleport. This requires at least 83 mage and 60% Arceus favor, but it's going to put you right at the entrance to Barrows. If you want to get Arceus favor fast, check out my Arceus favor guide for a quick and efficient way to get max favor. Here is a detailed map of how to get there based on the ways I went over. The black line is the good old-fashioned walking method. Other methods branch onto this. The red lines are fairy rings. If you have at least 50 agility, then the BIP fairy ring code is the best one to use. The swamp boating method, which requires In Search of Myrkue, is in yellow. Blue is where you teleport to using the Mortiana Legs 3. The bright pink is the Shades of Mortantelli. Note that this scroll is 20k, so don't use it unless you're pretty rich. The cyan is the Shades of Morton minigame. It has a 20-minute cooldown. And you can see at the bottom right at the entrance to Barrows, the Barrows teleport. This is the method I use. What I don't want to do is give you a specific set of gear and then have you scramble trying to fill in the gaps. The gist of Barrows is that the melee brothers and Carol, the ranger, have a magic level of 1. So you don't really need high magic attack to land hits. More magic accuracy is better, of course, but try to balance magic damage output with defense if you plan to do many trips per run. You'll also want a range or melee switch to deal with ARM and get kill potential in the crypts. I'll show you what I use in the inventory section. That being said, you want to prioritize melee and ranged armor, leaning towards ranged for higher tier. Best in slot builds will be magic focused. An Ivan's staff with rune armor is a totally viable setup, albeit extremely low level. Heavily defensive setups will tank the brothers better and make the tunnels much easier. The setup I have on screen is a mage setup with range armor that gives some defense and will bolster my range switch. I have Guardian Boots for some prayer and Gomel's Hilt for the negated prayer drain. Barrows is really what you make it. Some setups are better than others, and it really matters what is available to you and what your preferred playstyle is. There's a lot going on here, so let's break it down. You need a spade to get into the tombs. You can get one outside of Barrows if you need one. Bring a melee and or range switch. This will be for ARM, maybe Carol, depending on how you decide to kill these guys, and definitely for getting rewards potential inside of the crypts. The Strange Lockpick will open any door in Barrows. It speeds it up quite a bit. Potions for whatever combat method you're using. Stamina potions are nice if you decide to escape the crypt at the end. Prayer Restore potions, unless you can deal enough damage and have Gomel's Hilt 2 that prevents the prayer drain. Most new players here will need some Prayer Restore. Imbued Heart for maxing out magic damage. Teletabs for banking and emergencies. Runes for snares. You don't need these, but I like to snare Varric since he hits through prayer and armor. You can also snare the other melee brothers and save on prayer potions. It can be a bit tricky, but totally worth it in the end. You'll see there's 10 free slots in this example. Use these for more food, prayer potions, really anything you think might benefit you or make the run more fun. It really depends on what you want to do. Now that we have both the inventory and gear set up, let's do some Barrows. When you first get to Barrows, you'll notice the spade on this table. You can take it if you forgot it, but let's go on through. Navigate to any mound you want. In this case, we're going to Darroch. Hit the spade, and you're in the crypt. Darroch should be the first brother you kill because you really have to pray when killing him. He can hit up to 57 at 1 HP. To kill him, pray melee, and it's just a tank and spank. Aram should be the second brother you kill as you need to pray mage from him. Equip your range switch, pray mage, and tank and spank. Carol is a bit more interesting than the previous two. Equip your melee spec weapon, if you brought one, and spec him out. Then swap back to your mage setup and just nuke him. He's a ranger and it's kind of counterintuitive to mage him, but it's on par, if not better, than meleeing him. Guthan is next. Usually when you reach Guthan you're almost out or have run out of prayer points. You can either repot or use snares. Snares are cheaper but require a bit more finesse to get right. Pray melee or snare him and mage him. If snaring, try to kite him behind the tomb before resnaring. With some practice, you won't take damage. Guthan can heal himself if he hits you, be mindful of that. Torag comes after Guthan. He's really easy due to his attack stat being 1. He's pretty much the runt of the brothers. Pray melee or snare him, if you want to, and just mage him. Easy peasy. Varric is the last brother to kill. He can be quite a pain because he can hit through armor, prayer, and defense. It can honestly be annoying. I like to snare him right off the bat and finish up with protect from melee. His hit through everything chance is 25%, so you can finish him off no problem, or you can just keep snaring him until he's dead. When you've killed all the brothers you can, go into the tomb of the one that wasn't there and enter the crypt. The crypt is a 3x3 chamber with doors that will mostly be locked, but there will be a path of doors that are unlocked that lead to the center chest. The strange lockpick will open any door, so it can speed up trips. Just note that it costs about 3k per set of doors. Do note that the brother that was not found in his tomb above ground will have a chance to spawn on any door opening, and will always spawn when the chest is opened, unless you've killed him. What you want to do is make your way to the center, but accumulate enough reward potential to get the loot you want. What is reward potential? Basically, it's a gauge of the quality of the tertiary drops, aka anything other than the Barrows gear includes. Reward potential is shown on the screen as a percentage. It has no effect on the chance of Barrows drops. It only impacts the runes, bolt racks, etc. that you can get from the chest. Killing monsters in the crypt will increase this number. The amount is given by the combat level of the monster divided by 10. If you're after runes, get 86% potential. Higher than that and you'll get bolt racks, half keys, etc. that will bring the total value down. A pro tip for 86% is to kill all the brothers and then 4 bloodworms. When you get to the unlocked inner door, you'll be greeted with a puzzle. If you're using Runelight, then the solution will be highlighted. Solving the puzzle wrong will shift the doors around, so take some time and make sure you don't misclick. After solving the puzzle, you'll be in the loot room. Prepare to fight the brother and open the chest, if not already slain, and then loot the chest. Some notable drops are the Barrows gear, which has a 1 out of 15 chance of getting any piece, an elite clue with a 1 out of 29 chance of getting, runes, bolt racks, tooth halves, and dragon medhelm. That about does it for the Barrows guide. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe. Good luck at Barrows, and drop a comment if you have a question. Toodles.